soft, decadent, easy to make, and travels well? Hello shepherds, welcome back. And if you're new here, hello. This is where we talk all things sheepy. My name's Megan, and today we're making a cakey brownie that's out of this world. Okay, before we start, let's preheat our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 177 degrees Celsius. And for our batter, we'll need half a cup, 1 stick, or 113 grams of butter, ghee, brown butter, 219 grams or 1 cup of sugar, a fourth of a cup or 23 grams of cocoa powder, 1 cup or 147 grams of all-purpose flour, 2 tablespoons of water, 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of vanilla, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, a dash of nutmeg, and 2 eggs. First off, let's prepare a pan. Normally, I just grease the pan with some melted butter, but since I want this to slice perfectly for travel, let's line our pans with some parchment paper, so once it cools, we can just pull it out easily. To get started, we'll need our butter. I'm using my canned sheep butter or ghee, warmed slightly so it pours easier. This works really well with sticks too, or any butter that you really choose. Just make sure that your butter's softened or lightly melted. Next, let's go ahead and add in our eggs. I'm using our duck eggs, but any largest egg will work, or the equivalent. If you're worried about scrambling your eggs into too hot butter, add in the sugar and then cream our sugar and butter and then add in our eggs. Really helps with that. This is a family recipe and it's almost like a dump recipe. And by that I mean dump everything in a bowl and then mix it up. Okay, so now that our wets are pre-mixed in, let's go ahead and add our dries. We want to add our cocoa powder, salt, vanilla, and a pinch of nutmeg. It's a small trick I learned from King of the Hill, which may sound funny, but it actually works in bringing out a lot of nuance to the flavor of brownies. Okay, so then let's go ahead and add in our flour and baking powder. We want to mix it up a little bit more until smooth, and then take a look at how well blended it is. It looks so tasty here. I love how it smells even now. And let's go ahead and add all of this batter to our pan and spread it out to the corners, because it's a pretty thick batter. Okay, so now that it's all spread out, we want to go ahead and pop this into our oven for at least 30 minutes. Usually though, I end up pulling this out more around 40 minutes, so it's really important to make sure to test the center with a fork or a toothpick to make sure that it's fully cooked. I'm using a kebab skewer, and you know it's ready when the skewer comes out clean with no batter, maybe a crumb or two, but that's it. And then once it's ready, we're going to pull it out and cool it down just a little and get started on our icing. Now it's not necessary, but to really wow that crowd, let's make our topping. It's super easy to make. In a small saucepan on medium to medium low heat, we want to add our milk or cream. I'm using skimmed sheep's milk. It's pretty thick, and even though it's not technically cream, I often treat it as if it is cream. But if you do want a creamier product, use heavy cream or a whipping cream. We want to heat up our liquid pretty well and then add in our chocolate chips. I'm going to use a combination of types, but whatever you have on hand is good to go. As the saying goes, we're going to make do. I like to add the chips in bits so the chips melt down easier, and stirring often really helps speed up this process. And then once all these other chips are melted in, we're going to add in the rest of our chips. Stirring well, the chips can stick to the bottom of the pan. It should only take literally a couple minutes to do. Once our chips are fully melted and smooth, we're going to take our pan off the heat and stir in our butter. I'm using some of our sheep's butter whipped up earlier today, so it's a bit softish still. I'm adding in about 2 tablespoons or around 28 grams, and then stirring in the butter to blend it in well. This is to add some more body to our topping, and when it cools down, it will go extra thick and be quite firm. It does help to use an offset spatula for some of these steps, and I like a thinner layer of icing, but if you like it thick, go thick. It does help to cool it down more than what I'm using right here, so that it'll retain its loft as you spread it. So if you want it thicker, it helps to work it a little cooler. Okay, so now that our brownie's iced, let's go ahead and add our sprinkles. I'm just going to add them by eye. It may be around a couple tablespoons or several grams, but once it has the level of sprinkles that makes your heart sing, it's time to pop it in the fridge to firm up the icing for a better slice. Okay, so it's been about half an hour, and let's cut our brownie up. I want straight edges, so I'm going to trim off the edge bits here and save them for myself. I can't remember now, but there's a trick for slicing for perfect lines. Okay, so I'm going to sample this brownie. My favorite part are the edges. Let me know if you're a middle brownie person, an edge person, or a mix of both. I love the crispy bit of the edge, and it's pretty soft in the center. The ganache is soft and really blends into the brownie. I kind of feel like it mostly adds visual appeal because of the flavor, and texture-wise, it feels so similar to the brownie that as we work away from the edge, it kind of just tastes like brownie and you don't notice it's there. But all in all, it works really well together. The sprinkles have this nice pop of color, but when you go ahead and bite into it, it's not hard. It's not something that you would hurt your teeth on. And it has a really good chocolatey, rich flavor overall. It has a really nice, soft texture as well as this really rich body. So there you have it. Farm fresh, sheep-powered brownies. So this month has been very sweet, and I'm gonna go ahead and make some savory stuff for next week to balance things out. But let me know if you tried these brownies. I love hearing from you, and if you've made it this far, an extra special thank you. I appreciate you. And if you enjoyed diving into the sheepy side of the dairy world, hit that subscribe button. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. We explore a sheep-focused lifestyle every week. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Ta-tas.